For the things we do each day, we humans have always looked for smarter solutions to improve the quality of our lives. When it comes to eating better, Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals make it easier than ever before to enjoy a healthy, simple, yet great experience every day. All meals are fresh, never frozen, chef-crafted, dietitian-approved, and ready to go in just 2 minutes. Less expensive than takeout, Factor is the perfect solution if you're looking for fast, premium options with no cooking required. Get as much or as little as you need by choosing between 6 or 18 meals per week. You can pause or reschedule anytime. Head to factormeals.com/gratitude50 and use code gratitude50 to get 50% off. That's code gratitude50 at factor.com/gratitude50 to get 50% off. Hi Gratitude Seeker, have you heard of Mood Plus? It's a supplement based on a clinically studied strain of bacteria that promotes mental well-being and stress resilience. Here's what Kelly had to say about it. I'm able to be more patient with my kids and have more clarity to make the many decisions I have to make every day. Find out more about the science behind Mood Plus by going to mood-plus.com. That's MUD-plus.com and use promo code TRYMOD for a 15% discount, or visit the link in the description. For the things we do each day, we humans have always looked for smarter solutions to improve the quality of our lives. When it comes to eating better, Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals make it easier than ever before to enjoy a healthy, simple, yet great experience every day. All meals are fresh, never frozen, chef-crafted, dietitian-approved, and ready to go in just 2 minutes. Less expensive than takeout, Factor is the perfect solution if you're looking for fast, premium options with no cooking required. Get as much or as little as you need by choosing between 6 or 18 meals per week. You can pause or reschedule anytime. Head to factormeals.com/gratitude50 and use code gratitude50 to get 50% off. That's code gratitude50 at factor.com/gratitude50 to get 50% off. Hi Gratitude Seeker, have you heard of Mood Plus? It's a supplement based on a clinically studied strain of bacteria that promotes mental well-being and stress resilience. Here's what Kelly had to say about it. I'm able to be more patient with my kids and have more clarity to make the many decisions I have to make every day. Find out more about the science behind Mood Plus by going to mood-plus.com. That's MUD-plus.com and use promo code TRYMOD for a 15% discount, or visit the link in the description.
I used to be in this idea that when I had more money, I would be happy, or when I had a following, or when I had, a little bit less body fat on my body. It was always this setup. What I was really saying is, right now I'm not where I want to be. And as soon as I gave that up, truly gave it up, I had this weird, lots of weird experience, but truly giving it up, I still wanted to live. So even though I was completely satisfied and nothing could improve the moment, and, some of my best experiences in my life have been just me meditating. November 2019, I just went, you know what, I'm going to have this. And my company, it exploded. We did like $8.5 million in sales in the next 8 or 9 months. And then we doubled it, but I didn't care.
Stay connected to gratitude. Hit the follow button right now and join thousands of listeners tuning in each week. We're the Gratitude Seekers. Come join us. Hi, Gratitude Seeker. Welcome to this really special episode with an author of a really um, powerful book that I enjoyed reading. It's called You're Not Broken, and it just spoke to me, and it just felt like um, the words that I was hearing were exactly the words that I needed to hear in this moment in time for me. And it speaks from a higher perspective, and I think it's very necessary for us to see that higher perspective, to connect with that higher perspective every once in a while. And um, this book really helps you with that. And I love the fact that it always uses the, the word structure, which resonate with me quite a lot. So um, today with us, we have the author of the book, You're Not Broken, Chris Duncan. Welcome, Chris.
Thanks, Georgian. It's pleasure to be here.
So let us know a little bit more about who Chris is, where you're from. I think you're the
Yeah.
first person from your island to be on the podcast.
Well, that's good. I'm from New Zealand originally, and thank you so much for having me. It's great to meet you and all the listeners who are seeking to create a better life, and so very grateful to be here on the show with you. So yeah, I'm a New Zealander. I live in Australia and founded the Conscious Education Company and the Magnetic Mind Method about gosh 4 or 5 years ago now to teach people a new way that was passed down to me through some amazing mentors on how to use your superconscious to create miracles and thoughts into things faster than anything else. And the wisdom that I was given, I really I didn't believe, and so I will ask the listeners to have open-minded skepticism as I explain and share this. And I really spend some time applying it. I think it's easy to talk about concepts, but people want to be able to have real world results. So before you click off this podcast, here's why you should listen. The work that I'm going to explain has helped a blind man see again. I helped me build a $15 million company, move to paradise, marry the love of my life. I've had at least 24 people message me in that have had x-ray proof of either the tumors disappearing, broken bones being healed, diabetic medication no longer be needed, of course, making money, creating better relationships. And what is so amazing is in the 2 years since I released a video on YouTube, I've had nearly 12 million people watch that video, and it's why we've written the book to let people know they're not broken. They can connect to their superconscious. They can have miracle transformations, and they can create a life they love, which brings me to you and to this amazing podcast.
That's wonderful. Some amazing results. And that was the exact attitude that I had, open-minded skepticism. So I thought, okay, I might know many of these things, but let's be open-minded and see whether there
Yeah.
is something here that I might have been missing, or
Mm.
a new perspective that I didn't look into. So
Mm.
yeah, it really delivered, and I'm hoping that our listeners will choose to have an open mind as well, and just have this openness to new ideas and to a new
Mm.
perspective on their life and on how we can live our life. And one of the things that I got to was in my own experience before reading the book was acceptance. The fact that
Mm.
I was enough, and I needed to appreciate and accept
Mm.
things. And I think it's very interesting also, and one of the things that I wanted to talk with you about is this problem orientation and also
Yeah.
problem solving.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting if you also look at it from a philosophical viewpoint. They are um, opposites. And
Hmm.
what I love about what you wrote in the book is the fact that um, it's about not working too much on the problems, and also not
Mm.
focusing too much on the problems themselves. Could you
Mm.
explain a little bit this part? Because I love being solution oriented, but
Yeah.
I think I might be missing something from what I
Yeah.
understood in the book.
Thank you. It's a very important point. A very important point. Most of the world is based in what I like to call problem creation mode, problem solving mode, and this is where you have something that you dislike, whether it's your current reality, an illness, a level of income. There's something in your current reality that you decide you don't want, so you set out to solve it. Now, the problem is your identity ends up working against you. So, for example, your current reality is, an illness, or your current reality is scarcity with money, or your current reality is you're lonely. Now, you set out on a path and you say, what I'm going to focus on is creating wealth, or I'm going to create a relationship, or I'm going to create a healthy body. And that makes sense. It's what most of us do. So as we start moving towards those end results, we find ourselves distracted or pulled back. And that's because our identity is actually in conflict with that end result. So if you don't have as much money as you want right now, you'd like to have lots of money. Your current identity is in scarcity or not good enough. Same with health. Your identity is illness. And the challenge with the identity is our identity, your self-conscious egoic center, it doesn't like change. It's got only really one goal, and that's to stay alive. So as you move towards this solution, this more money, this extra, better health, or an amazing relationship, you get about halfway towards it, and your identity starts giving you uncomfortable feelings. Feelings like, I don't know if this is what I want. I don't know if this is right. I don't know if this is me. Or it finds ways to distract you. Now, if you imagine this identity distracting you, pulling your focus to solve it. So we're moving towards what we want, and then we get distracted by our identity. So then that takes our focus off what we were going for, and we go to resolve this negative feeling. So this negative feeling about, doubt or uncomfort or whatever it is, we might go do a course or read a book or procrastinate or distract ourselves or change ideas, change relationship, eat the wrong food, whatever it is. But then we resolve that negative feeling that the identity gave us. And so we feel good. But the problem is we're back where we started. And this loop continues and continues. And I meet this with a lot of people. They chase health, and they say, I need to go get some health. I need to be more healthy. I don't feel good. I need to be healthy. And they say, well, I'm going to go to the naturopath. The naturopath prescribes them to change their diet. So they change their diet. They feel good for a little bit, but they still don't feel great. Then they look for something else. And then they go uh, you know, to a masseuse, or they go get EFT, or they go get hypnosis, and they keep on chasing and they get nowhere. This is called the problem reality. And what happens is in this reality, you end up creating an identity that says, I cannot create without fixing myself. I cannot create with the way I am. And this is actually one of the biggest problems or challenges in the personal development world. Every time we walk into a new technique, modality, or book, we walk in trying to fix the way we are, in a belief that if we fixed ourselves, improved ourselves, healed ourselves, we would finally have what we want. Now, the thing is this is in direct contrast with how real creation happens. The real creation happens by acknowledging you are it all already. We have a saying, you must be it to see it. And the it is the all, the infinite, everything. Once you realize you are it, then there's nothing to solve. And so rather than going for something to solve a way you feel incomplete, you just create, like an artist turning a blank canvas into an amazing work of art. You're in the creation reality. The creation reality, by definition, is not better than where you are now. It is simply a different experience in this human journey. And so your message here about gratitude and acceptance is so true. And I love what the Stoics said: acquiesce to the moment, acquiesce to the now. There's nothing more rich than the now. Once you truly understand that you cannot be more abundant than you choose to be right now. You cannot be more happy than you choose to be right now. You cannot be more in love than you choose to be right now. Nothing outside of you will give you what you can't already give yourself now. And once you truly get that, you become a superconductor. You have no resistance because your identity is now equivalent or equal to the identity that has the result that you're creating. And that's the key. That's what unlocks a magnetic moment. You step through the wizard's gate and you create like magic. When you stop trying to solve your illness and accept it for what it is, put your body in the right conditions. I've seen miracles happen. People regaining their eyesight or walking after 30 years of using a cane. It's just a miracle. And that's what that shift is. And the shift happens in the now, which is, I guess, what you and your listeners are already doing.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. One of my favorite artists beautifully sings that if we open up our plans, then we are free. But unfortunately, it's usually not that easy, most of the time. We have responsibilities, errands, and things we said yes to that we didn't actually want to take on. I believe we'd have more time for that thing we always wanted to do, even if that's just taking a nap, if we were more proficient in setting boundaries. But I also know that doing that on your own is hard. Thankfully, therapy can help us do just that. An objective perspective from the outside is very helpful in becoming aware of when and where the boundaries are not clearly set or not clearly communicated. So give BetterHelp a try. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for your schedule. Learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/gratitude today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/gratitude. Mood Plus, the supplement I told you about at the start of the show, contains a unique strain of inactivated bacteria originally isolated from mud or soil called M. vaccae. This comes from new research and it isn't a probiotic. But what does it do? This bacteria has been shown to promote mental well-being, stress resilience, anxiety resilience, and also boosting mood through its interaction with our immune system and its helpful effects on inflammation. It works because in the past humans had far greater exposure to these kinds of bacteria before our modern sanitary living. Researchers call these good bacteria our old friends and are finding that they may have played a key role in regulating our immune system, gut health, and even mental health. Mood Plus safely reintroduces your body to these beneficial bacteria. Get your Mood Plus now. Go to mood-plus.com. That's MUD-PLUS.com and use code TRYMOD for a 15% discount. Or visit the link in the description and use the discount code TRYMOD. Having our digestive system work properly makes it so much easier to feel grateful and enjoy a great quality of life. I'm very excited to see firsthand the relief that Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic provides in terms of digestive discomfort. Our gut is a central hub for various pathways through the body, and a healthy gut microbiome means benefits for digestion, skin health, heart health, immune system, and much more. Seed's capsule is tested to get to where your body really needs it. With new clinical trials and breakthrough research published in top scientific journals, Seed's probiotic programs make it a trustworthy source of pre- and probiotics. We need these two constantly to enjoy great health, but they're hard to get from the food we eat. Thankfully, Seed provides a simple solution to help us keep this healthy habit. Trust your gut with Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic. Go to seed.com/gratitude and use code 25gratitude to get 25% off your first month. That's 25% off your first month of Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic at seed.com/gratitude, code 25gratitude. Yeah, this is what we strive to do. We're not always that great at it, but we try our best to do it because we know um, the many benefits. And now with this perspective, it's even more encouraging because I feel that this resonates a lot with gratitude, just being happy and satisfied and grateful for the present moment, for all of the things that are great right now. And from there we can create without much expectation of some sort, but we can just create because we are
Yeah.
already satisfied.
Yeah. Totally. You know, I used to be in this idea that when I had more money, I would be happy, or when I had a following, or when I had, a little bit less body fat on my body. It was always this setup. What I was really saying is, right now I'm not where I want to be, and as soon as I gave that up, truly gave it up, I had this weird, lots of weird experience, but truly giving it up, I still wanted to live. So even though I was completely satisfied and nothing could improve the moment, and some of my best experiences in my life have been just me meditating, even though that was so marvelous, it didn't mean I wanted to just end my human journey. Like
Yeah.
I just didn't want to. I didn't need to create the things. So I started creating from a different orientation, and it got really weird. It was like, I truly didn't matter if I made $1 million or lost it. I would be just as happy. And as soon as I unlocked that door, it didn't matter if, how my body was. I just gave up and I became super conscious. And it was just wild. Like, I couldn't believe it. I became so unattached to it. And then as I became unattached, I realized I was already bigger than any end result. I was bigger than I had more abundance than any money could give me. Heck, that can't give you anything more love than any relationship could give me. I had it all in me because I am the all. I'm connected to it. I'm a drop in the ocean of the source code. And I went, wow, I'm bigger than all of these things. So I'll just choose to have that flavor. And I remember making the choice, and it was like November 2019. I just went, you know what, I'm going to have this. And my company, like, it exploded. We did like $8.5 million in sales in the next 8 or 9 months, and then we doubled it. But I didn't care, and there's things like that. And so exactly what you say is right. When you truly give up the self-conscious limited perspective that a human vehicle has orientated us to through our individuation phase, to use a word from Jung. It's so magical, and it's sometimes the only thing is, like, you need your manifestations to slow down a bit so you can enjoy them.
Yeah, it's
That
so true.
becomes the only problem. It's like, hey, can I have a bit of space to enjoy each one of these for a second?
That's very true. That's very true. And also in those moments, I believe that gratitude is very important to just
Yeah,
while you have the experience or afterwards, just to realize that you had that wonderful
yeah,
experience. And
yeah,
that's one of the things that we talk about here.
yeah,
Many times we have great experience in our day, but
yeah,
since everything is happening so fast, we forget to appreciate them more. Just we're just
yeah.
not seeing them. um, but I also loved how you explained how we got here, and in the sense that you
Mm,
mentioned individuation and
mm,
our journey from our mother's womb to where we are right
mm,
now. Can you share
mm.
a little bit about that as well?
Yeah, I have a really great diagram in the book, and so explaining it is a little bit difficult, but I will. We all start out as a creative energy, and we are the all, and we desire a human experience. We desire limitation. The reason why we desire limitation, to fall from grace and to experience a limited form, is without limited edges you can't experience anything. Without hot you can't experience cold. So we must become something. By becoming something, we're not everything. That's the definition of limitation. It has an edge. And this is, Jung has a word called individuation, which I've borrowed. And individuation is what happens when we find out that we're human. And we come into this experience. And as we realize that we're not the all, as we realize that there are things we can do to lose the attention, or have disapproval from our parents, or be laughed at by our peers, or whatever it is, when we learn that there is things that can happen that we dislike, that we are limited, and then we also learn there are things we can do to get more of what we like, we make up beliefs about how the world is. And between the ages of 0 and 4, we're really searching for how the world is. And by age 7, we've locked it in, and we create a worldview. And this worldview, this problem orientation, this limited viewpoint, it becomes our way to overcome the world. It gives us a point of reference. And typically there's 6. The first one is, I'm not worthy. And this person desires to do really good in the world. Their belief is, if they do enough good in the world, they'll get what they want. This person ends up the most lost and resentful because they do good for everybody else and wonder why no one's doing good for them. And the reason is because they're just not going for what they want. They think, if I start a charity and help all these people, well, then I'll be rich. It's like, well, if I be a good wife, I'll have a good relationship, or whatever it is. It just doesn't work that way. They desire to be worthy of it rather than just have it. The next is not good enough. This was my orientation. I believed, hey, I'm not good enough. And then this person focuses on their work. They don't think they are good enough, so they become very good at things, and they put their work in front of them. They say, look how good my work is. And they orientate by, getting a gold star at school and getting a pat on the back and saying, look how good you did, but not actually living through themselves. The third orientation is not belonging. This person always feels overlooked. They don't belong. They don't know their place, and so they spend their whole life trying to search to fit in. The fourth way is insignificant, feeling insignificant, that they're just small. Either this shows up in 2 ways. Either they have no goals, they say, I'm going for nothing, I'm happy how it is, or they try to go for becoming really famous and significant. The next way is not capable. So this person will think, well, I'm not capable enough, and they need to gather resources to become capable. They get certifications, and they never have enough time. The not capable orientation always, I never have enough time, or I never have enough money, or I don't know the right people. And then the last one is the need to be perfect. This is, they're always trying to have themselves be a perfect way. There's a right way and a wrong way. So these 6 orientations, they lock us into basically a orientation in life and a focus. And the focus is to overcome that. And I meet a lot of people who have never let go of this childhood orientation. And the reason is in today's society, we do not have an initiation. So, in ancient times, nearly all cultures, if you look at them, had an initiation. For women, it was at their first menstrual period, and that time in life, their first cycle. And for men, it was around the age 15, 16, and we would learn that we were powerful. And we would learn that those 6 core wounded orientations were just not true. We would learn to overcome them. I don't know about you, but most people that I talk to, they didn't have a formal initiation into adulthood where it says, you are now an adult, you are now powerful, you don't need to belong anywhere. You're already perfect. You're already capable. You are good enough. You're already worth, you're already that. But most of us are 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80-year-old children still trying to become perfect or seek approval. And unfortunately, most people stay stuck there. And this is where I meet them. And the first thing I do is I help them to orient to a new way of being, not by fixing themselves, but by just letting go of the limited viewpoints that created through limitation, so that they can actually live a life as super conscious and as a self conscious. So that's the big shift, and that shift we call is about we call stepping through the wizard's gate and accessing the magnetic moment. This is when you be it, and it is when you are it all. There's nothing you can do to be more good enough. There's nothing you can do to belong more or less, or have. There's nothing it's already in you. And that's that moment I'm talking about. Once we make that shift, we use a process called the recodes limitation to have it now, to become it now, to be both your super conscious awareness and your self-conscious limitation. When they do that, boom, they snap into place, and we start creating end results for no good reason, just because they would love. In fact, that's something that we teach. We teach this. There's no reason why. There should be no reason why you want to create something. So you always know when someone's trying to overcome a self-imposed limitation, when there's always a reason why. Oh, I want to create a book because if I impact 1 million people, then people will think I'm amazing. Or if I do this, then whenever there's a big why, in fact, one of the things I really dislike is having have any other reason than I just want it. I just choose it. Like, I just choose to create a beautiful home, or I just choose to have a charity. It's not going to make me any better or worse. I just choose it. So that's the shift. And then, after that, we really step into a new reality.
Mood Plus, the supplement I told you about at the start of the show, contains a unique strain of inactivated bacteria originally isolated from mud or soil called M. vaccae. This comes from new research, and it isn't a probiotic. But what does it do? This bacteria has been shown to promote mental well-being, stress resilience, anxiety resilience, and also boosting mood through its interaction with our immune system and its helpful effects on inflammation. It works because in the past humans had far greater exposure to these kinds of bacteria before our modern sanitary living. Researchers call these good bacteria our old friends, and are finding that they may have played a key role in regulating our immune system, gut health, and even mental health. Mood Plus safely reintroduces your body to these beneficial bacteria. Get your Mood Plus now. Go to mood-plus.com, that's MUD-PLUS.com, and use code TRYMUD for a 15% discount. Or visit the link in the description and use the discount code TRYMUD. Having our digestive system work properly makes it so much easier to feel grateful and enjoy a great quality of life. I'm very excited to see firsthand the relief that Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic provides in terms of digestive discomfort. Our gut is a central hub for various pathways through the body. And a healthy gut microbiome means benefits for digestion, skin health, heart health, immune system, and much more. Seeds capsule is tested to get to where your body really needs it. With new clinical trials and breakthrough research published in top scientific journals, Seeds probiotic programs make it a trustworthy source of pre- and probiotics. We need these two constantly to enjoy great health, but they're hard to get from the food we eat. Thankfully, Seed provides a simple solution to help us keep this healthy habit. Trust your gut with Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic. Go to seed.com/gratitude and use code 25gratitude to get 25% off your first month. That's 25% off your first month of Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic at seed.com/gratitude, code 25gratitude.
Yeah. Did that make sense? I hope that made sense
Yeah,
without the
it
visual.
made a lot of sense. and I actually wanted to quote from the book something that I think it's really relevant to what you just said. You can create what you love, knowing nothing will give or take away your core satisfaction in life.
Amen to that. That's some wisdom.
Yeah, it definitely is. And
Yeah.
I definitely resonate with this. But one of the interesting things that are happening right now in my own life is it has to do with my identity. So my identity was being very responsible and ambitious and things of this nature. And right now, for some reason, I feel that identity is dying, and
Yeah.
it's very interesting that it feels like I'm somehow in the middle of nowhere, and I don't know what to do now. You know, if I'm not that, what am I?
Yeah, yeah. I know that moment well. I know it well. I guide lots of people through that. So good for you.
Spectrum Mobile is reinventing wireless again. Get unlimited on 2 Plus lines for $29.99 a month per line. No contracts, no added taxes or fees. Includes nationwide 5G. Save up to 60% with Spectrum Mobile. Get unlimited on 2 Plus lines for $29.99 a month. Call 855-438-2999 or visit a store near you. Offer valid for new customers on 2 Plus unlimited lines. Spectrum Internet required. Savings based on 2-line comparison of unlimited plans among major national carriers as of 9/20/21. Prepaid excluded. Restrictions apply.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, it's very interesting that even joy can be scary if it doesn't fit in our identity. If we are a problem solver, okay, just being joyous, what am I doing? I should solve some problems. I should do some things.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you when you've placed your worth on your work, you know, this would be an orientation of I'm not good enough. My work must prove how good I am. The person who has that orientation and won't allow themselves to just be, because just being is scary because they don't feel they have worth. Their worth is through their work. And so I must be putting my work on show. And so it's very scary. It is very scary. And many people say to this person, they say, you just need to relax. And to relax feels like jail to them. They're like, what do you mean relax?
Exactly.
You know, on the weekend, I just do more work. And others go, well, you just need to relax. And it's like, no, they need to allow themselves to let go truthfully of this idea that their work is going to make them good enough. You know, because we think, you know, so I've written this book, hey, and millions of people are going to buy it, and it's amazing. But that doesn't change me. You know, I'm still Chris. That we'll sit down and have a whiskey with you, and you know, just enjoy the moment. That's who I am. And then I was fortunate enough to put a book together that people love, and that's when you get that separation. Magic, because your identity is no longer thinking that's going to give it what it wants. It already has it.
Exactly. I believe this is, I don't know, it's so deep and so true for me in this moment, especially. It resonates very, very deeply with me. And I think it's, again, it is very much related to gratitude and to appreciating ourselves and what we have in our life, and feeling enough, feeling like we have enough, feeling that we are enough. And I think it's something that we, especially nowadays with all of the things that influence us one way or another, the media and social media, it's really not that easy to feel that way and to really experience that. And yeah, gratitude definitely helps us with this bit. There is a question from the book that I really loved, and I think it would be interesting for our listeners to hear it. It goes like this: what would you really love to create for no reason other than you would just love to have it?
So good, isn't it?
Yeah. I
So
think
good.
it's exactly what you said. What would we love to create? How would we love to live? Not for, because I think this idea that you mentioned is seen in our society quite a lot. Many people work hard so that they are seen in a certain way, or buy things so that they are seen in a certain way.
Yeah. Can I interrupt? Is that all right?
Yeah, sure, please.
I was like, oops. You have to ask anyone like that. You ask them one question, and I want all the listeners is, if that's the thing that can give or take from you, where's the power? If others' opinions can give you a sense of importance, then they can also take it from you. If a relationship you're in can give you love, it can take it from you. So where's the power? Where's the power? Where's the power if money gives you freedom? Where's the power? The power is outside of you. And that's the problem. If you have to put the power in medication, if you have to put the power in someone else, where's the real power? It's outside of you. See, if the true power for healing or miracles or creation was outside of us, then why is it true that's not there is no one vitamin or medicine that works 100% of the time? Because if this other thing was so powerful, there would be something in our universe that if you do it 100% of the time, it works. Therefore, you must realize that it's the person choosing to be powerful and using. They decide they're powerful. They decide that whatever it is that they're taking or using is going to work. It's their decision. See, we negate the power, and obviously the placebo effect talks more about this as well, is that we have an internal superconscious operating system that we are not using. We're giving the power away, thinking that it's just, if you take this medication, you take this thing, it's lucky dip. The truth is, there's one big pharmacy inside of us. There's a whole world of possibilities that has been unexplored. And so you're right. What would you love to create for no reason? Then you'd love to create it because you already are it all. You can't possibly be more than what you really are. I mean, for goodness sake, we are a creative energy that turned up in a human form and ate some plants and maybe some animals, and created a body out of it. We are a walking, talking intelligence. We're hydrogen molecules and carbon, walking around on a rock like that. That's what we are. You're kidding me that some money or some other human beings that are clapping their particles together is what gives you a feeling? No, it's us. It's inside of us. And that's the missing piece. That's the missing piece in most personal development work, is the person thinks the power is outside of them.
Yeah, that's so true. And one other topic that I wanted to bring up is this part of always working on yourself and always healing and always doing these kinds of things. And I loved what you said, that we are never allowed to solve the problem, because if we do, we will not know who we are.
Mood Plus, the supplement I told you about at the start of the show, contains a unique strain of inactivated bacteria originally isolated from mud or soil called M. vaccae. This comes from new research and it isn't a probiotic. But what does it do? This bacteria has been shown to promote mental well-being, stress resilience, anxiety resilience, and also boosting mood through its interaction with our immune system and its helpful effects on inflammation. It works because in the past humans had far greater exposure to these kinds of bacteria before our modern sanitary living. Researchers call these good bacteria our old friends and are finding that they may have played a key role in regulating our immune system, gut health, and even mental health. Mood Plus safely reintroduces your body to these beneficial bacteria. Get your Mood Plus now. Go to mood-plus.com. That's MUD-PLUS.com and use code TRYMUD for a 15% discount, or visit the link in the description and use the discount code TRYMUD. Having our digestive system work properly makes it so much easier to feel grateful and enjoy a great quality of life. I'm very excited to see firsthand the relief that Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic provides in terms of digestive discomfort. Our gut is a central hub for various pathways through the body, and a healthy gut microbiome means benefits for digestion, skin health, heart health, immune system, and much more. Seed's capsule is tested to get to where your body really needs it. With new clinical trials and breakthrough research published in top scientific journals, Seed's probiotic programs make it a trustworthy source of pre and probiotics. We need these two constantly to enjoy great health, but they're hard to get from the food we eat. Thankfully, Seed provides a simple solution to help us keep this healthy habit. Trust your gut with Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic. Go to seed.com/gratitude and use code 25gratitude to get 25% off your first month. That's 25% off your first month of Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic at seed.com/gratitude, code 25gratitude.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about this idea?
Oh, bro, I would love to. I would love to. If you have an identity that's not good enough, that creates a belief, if it had 1 million followers or $1 million, then it would be good enough. It will never allow you to have that result, because if you were to achieve that result, it would have to give up its way of being. It would have to die because of the whole setup, you see. If I create this, I am good enough, yet my identity is someone who is not good enough. Therefore, I can never touch that. Otherwise, everything I know how the world is will have to die. So some people think it's an option whether or not they want to share and do what I'm suggesting. But it's always an option, obviously. You will never, ever create something that is in contrast to the way that your identity believes the world is now. You cannot. Your identity will have to die. The only way is now, to shift now. Once you now are good enough, then you just choose what you want, and you know it doesn't change you. Does that make sense? You know,
Yeah.
gosh, it's so big, isn't it? It's so big. Yet we go and we think, oh, you know, if I had that relationship, if I had that body weight, then, you know, then I'd be worthy. Then I'd be worthy of blah, blah, blah. And so you'll never have that, because your unworthy identity will never give up its way of being in order for you to have it. It's a complete self-conscious ego setup that is completely unworkable, and your life will just flow like a pendulum. Back and forth, never being allowed to have it for long enough to enjoy it, always having it fall apart. And when you get that, listeners, I'll be so happy for you. Your life will already be good enough. You won't need to create anything, but you'll find that everything just falls into place.
Yeah, you will create just for the sake of it, and
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. And this makes so much sense. Like if we're just open to this idea, it just fits right in. And I think it's something very powerful that we can open up to and explore. Just see how it feels for us, how it feels in our body, right?
Right. I mean, the worst case, if you choose to just feel good now, and if you choose to just be happy now, the worst case is you'll just be really happy. You know. and you know what the fear is? The fear is someone says, but Chris, if I believe I'm good enough now, where will my motivation go? You know, they say, well, if I feel happy and content now, where will my motivation go? And I'm like, haha, it just showed itself. It just showed how dysfunctional it is. It just showed you that it will never give up the feeling of being dissatisfied. You just proved my point that you're so you're so scared of losing motivation. Just think about this: is I want to be motivated to achieve the goal to finally be good enough. And I'm saying, well, why don't we choose to be good enough right now? Oh, but I'll lose my motivation. Why did you want the motivation? To get to this end result so I could finally be good enough. Let's think about that. So it's like it's like the worst case is you're just going to feel the way you want to feel in the future now. And maybe you'll have some different goals because you'll realize those other goals were actually not really what you wanted.
Exactly.
There's no way to lose, but have open-minded skepticism. Like, be a complete skeptic with an open mind. Be a true scientist. I think the scientist of testing hypotheses is the scientific way, the scientific method. I think it's a very valid method. It's like open-minded skepticism, test the hypotheses.
Exactly, and see for yourself and see how it feels, what's happening, what's not happening, and it's important also to be aware of the things like you said, what's happening inside when you feel that you're already good enough. Okay, you're thinking about motivation, then it might be that it's still that part of you that feels that it needs to do something to be good enough. So I think it's this is very powerful and yet very simple, and I think the wisest things in the world are simple.
I agree.
So we're nearing the end of our time together, and it's been a real pleasure. It's been a lot of fun. And I wanted to ask you if you can share with our listeners where can they get the book, You're Not Broken, and also get in touch with you.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with your listeners. It's a pleasure. I'm on all social medias, Christopher M. Duncan. The book is at you'renotbroken.com. You can obviously find it on Amazon and everywhere else as well. The best place for me is to get me on YouTube or social media and say hi. I've got a few free trainings out there which you can enjoy about this process. But grab the book. Your life will never be the same again. Truthfully, when you learn how to orient as a creator and have a working relationship with your superconscious, your life will be magic, and that's just true.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Thank you so much for being with us here and for being so present, and for sharing all of the knowledge and wisdom that you have acquired, and just for writing the book as well, and for giving us this perspective. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Hey, Gratitude Seeker, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this interview. I really appreciate it. And if you could think of one person that would also benefit from it, share it with them. It might actually be the inspiration that they need to make their day or maybe even their life much better. Thank you so much once again. This has been Georgian Benta. Don't forget to keep seeking and spreading gratitude.